your boy, Rob Ace the GOAT. If you're watching me on Twitch, it is Rob Ace the GOAT, and YouTube, it is Rdubdagoat. But we back, man. Nevertheless, we are back in full effect. Got a new video on tabs today, man. It is Fanum breaks down why streaming is fucked right now. Yeah, just go ahead and do a quick live reaction to it. I appreciate y'all so much for all the support, all the continuous support as far as my channel. We going up day by day gradually. You know, numbers may decline, but a nigga gonna grind and a nigga gonna shine. You feel me? But anyways, besides the point, man. We're gonna go ahead and get into it, man. What is your take? I just want to ask y'all first and foremost, what is your take on streaming? Where do you feel it's oversaturated? Do you feel like, you know, it's harder for people, upcoming streamers, to even make it nowadays? Just the fact on the competition and how the competition keeps taking shit to another level, as far as expenses, travel, clothes, collaborations. It's a lot harder, man. It's not just strictly desktop anymore, and I think that's where it kind of comes to a fault. You know, I feel like it used to. It's a lot more cons than pros. Even though the pros, when in effect, those pros outweigh the cons. But hey, nevertheless, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's see what is going on. This coming from Hello Assign Extras. I think that's what his name is. I don't know if I'm mispronouncing it. I could care less. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. But let's go ahead and get into it, man. Fanum breaks down why streaming is fucked right now. Let's do it.
Fanum came back and he gave a take. We talked about him previously when he talked about the situation with streaming this year, and he gave another update. And I do think there's a lot of insight that we can get into here, and from trends that I've seen that have happened already. So I'm going to play you guys the clip first, and then I'm going to give you some examples.
And by the way, I think streaming right now, I ain't want to say nothing because everything, like, I feel like I be saying and then just get twisted. But I feel like it's so much going on that it almost feel like nothing going on in a weird way. I don't know how to explain it, bro. I have a bad way with certain things. I just know, like, it's the feeling that I'm trying to portray. But whatever, it's just everybody trying to do everything. You feel me? And I'm not trying to be like nobody. I'm trying to make sure I be like myself.
So I agree with him completely here. And I'll give you an example. When he talks about, like, it's part of it is overstimulated, where you're like, yo, there's a FaZe subathon that's going to be happening, and then there's also Kai Cenat Mafia-thon, and then there's all of these big events, and Speed's doing his USA tour, and it feels like these things are not as hyped as the European tour or the Asia tour. And I don't know if it's because people are seeing it more often, but I know you guys feel it too. Like, you see the clips, but it feels like it's a custom now, where the clips are being posted because that's what the clip pages are supposed to do, versus people excited to clip it, and then people are excited to reply. Now it's just like, oh yeah, he's doing that thing that he's supposed to do. Same thing with Kai Cenat. Oh yeah, he's doing that thing he's supposed to do, because the rate that he's gaining subs, like, it doesn't have that hit that it once did. And with Fanum is somebody that has always been himself, and he's somebody that's predicted all of these trends. Like, the guy brought Kai Cenat into the AMP house. He saw him streaming. He saw the potential that he had, and he said, yo, get out of your dingy apartment in the Bronx with your family and come here in Atlanta. I'm going to house you, and you're going to grind it out. And now the guy's the biggest streaming star in America. So Fanum knows a thing or two, more than a thing or two. But I'll give you guys another example, which is this guy, Lacey. So FaZe Lacey, he gives his take on why streaming is going downhill. And I'm going to play you guys that right now.
Let's talk real for a sec. The standard for streaming is all the way up here. If you go live and you don't have anything planned and you just want to sit at your desk and talk to the chat and just relax, kick back, vibe with your stream, all people say is L content. Go IRL, go do this, no content. Didn't plan anything today. Never plan. No content. Why did it turn into that?
Because shit is so oversaturated now, and that's exactly my point, though. Everything is so oversaturated as far as the streaming world is concerned that the biggest events seem minuscule. You feel me? Like, it just seemed like that's the norm now. You feel me? And for the people that don't have money and just have a PC, just enough to stream, not to IRL, but to just stream, everybody looks at that as just it's boring. You feel me? And the people that want to make it, now they trying to they scrambling for answers. They trying to find ways to get money to get certain people to do collaborations with them so they can pop off, so they can try to do the same shit that Kai Cenat's doing or Fanum's doing or I forgot what's his name, what Lacey's doing. You feel me? Y'all can't do what they do. Y'all can't do what they do. I'm always a person that I'm proponent on sticking to your niche. You feel me? Not trying to follow others, like carving your own lane. Not trying to live by the standards of what the next motherfucker is doing. You feel me? I'm gonna be straight honest with y'all. I'm gonna keep it 100 off the cuff. My nigga, if y'all ever come into my chat and tell me my shit is L content, hide, because I ain't did shit different, and I damn sure won't. I don't know what the fuck.
Gonna learn today.
I don't know what the fuck y'all gonna expect from me, but that IRL shit is not gonna happen. Not here, baby. We gonna be right here at this motherfucking desktop getting right. You feel me? I don't have the funds, and I know that. You feel me? So if I'm gonna make it, I'm gonna make it by my own terms. I'm not gonna do what everybody else is doing just for the sake of doing what everybody else is doing, just so I can catch a wave. Because that shit like fashion trends. That shit go in and out. You feel me? And right now it's going out. Like, it's going out of style. That's why the views on certain people's big events ain't hitting the same. Because bitch, y'all doing it too much. Y'all doing it too much. It's not a surprise no more. It's not. When they first started, it was a surprise when people did that shit. And you sitting there like, damn, they invested so much. Nah, motherfuckers people got whole teams. These different streaming stars got whole teams, gang. Whole teams. You at home by yourself with your desktop and your motherfucking iPhone 15, you not finna be able to do what the fuck Kai Cenat is doing, or what the fuck Lacey is doing, or what Blackboy Max is doing. They got bread like that. They done grinded it out. They grinded it out in a different time where this shit was brand new. Nowadays, this streaming is just the same as scrolling in your Instagram type deal. You feel me? Like, it's a regular thing. Like, it's muscle memory now. You feel me? There's some shit that, you know, it's like regular cable TV now, to be honest with you. Just random niggas just doing their own type of, having their own channel. It's like cable TV. It's some shit you flick through. You catch some interesting part of it, and you watch, and that's what you stick to until that shit gets boring. So that's what I say. It's just oversaturated, man. People blowing bread on streaming and shit. You feel me? And you know the niggas that's coming up, they ain't got it. Like, we don't got it like that, buddy. We sure the fuck don't. So yeah, man, I think that's why. That is why people look down on the desktop streamers, because y'all like, what you doing today? Exactly what the fuck I'm doing right now, ho. We finna react to some video. I'm finna kick some jokes, and we gonna keep that shit pushing. The fuck? I ain't got no TVU money, bitch. I ain't even got brand new TV money. The fuck?
Gonna learn today.
So y'all, any type of extra shit y'all expect about me, you're never gonna get it. 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 Woo 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 woo.
Gonna learn today.
Shit.
I genuinely feel like that's why streamers are taking breaks. Look at Ron taking a break. Marlon just did a stream for a week. Because I feel like, for some reason, the way streaming has become, if there's nothing big planned or no big event, people don't want to stream. Because the chat expects and has this standard of, you got to do that. I think we should go back to the days where you could literally spark up at 8 p.m. if you wanted to, and the chat is happy. And people are happy. How nice life was, bruh. Why are y'all saying, oh, I go live, right? And I'll end my stream off for the last 4 hours, me just talking to the chat, playing a game. And then I look over at the chat and I see, oh, L content. Bro didn't plan anything today. Go do something. Why are you just sitting here? I look over, I see chat not moving. View bot. This guy's botting.
This is a very, very good point. And it's not that history repeats itself. It's that there's really nothing new under the sun and people rehash things often, but trends. So right now, huge events, budgets, production, like remember, like DDG, Are You My Ball, that happened. There was a huge production into that show. In Too Deep, Black Boy Max, there's a huge production. It's almost like TV. It's like Love Island. And then you've got Mafiathon. That costs a ton of money. And you've got Speed's tour. This guy's got a bus, and it's like theatrics. It's like the first time you saw drone footage. You remember when vlogs were going on YouTube, and you saw Casey Neistat drone footage, and you saw, I think it was Jesse Wellen, who was the first one that was using the drones. But you saw drone footage, you were like, whoa, just any footage of aerial from a drone in a vlog, you were like, this is crazy. But after a while, after a bunch of other vloggers start using it, you're like, okay, here we go, another drone shot. And now, it's really nothing special. It doesn't have that novelty, I guess you could say. Same thing with Mr. Beast. When Mr. Beast first got into the game, throwing in these crazy budgets on these huge videos, it was wild. People were like, well, I've never seen something like this. This is insane. And giving away this much money. And then you had other people copying him, following the meta. So you had people like Eric, you had like people like Tyler Oliveira. There was this whole genre called the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. And people got numb to it. And even Mr. Beast has confirmed, I think today the news came out, that he confirmed that he's slowing down his videos. He's not doing the loud stuff anymore. He's not doing the fast-paced stuff. He's slowing it down. He's making it more story-based. And he's pivoting away from what he was doing. And that's because people got numb to it. They're like, okay, another one of these. And I think that's the same thing that's happening in streaming, because there was the Mr. Beastification of YouTube, which was, oh, you got to maximize retention, and you got to cut out any pauses, and you got to make sure that the person's just spazzing out like a Logan Paul vlog. And then at the peak of that era of YouTube, what happened? We got a superstar on YouTube that blew up, that was getting disgusting views compared to everybody else, and that was Sam Sulek. And Sam Sulek was just a bodybuilder that was really calm, wasn't loud, wasn't screaming, not even like the era of bodybuilders that were like hawking cigs or chilling with chicks, right? Like the Stimulus, like what era was that? I'm forgetting his name. He's unfortunately, I think he's getting heart failure right now. Skywalker, yeah. Skywalker, you guys know who I'm talking about. If you know, you know. But there was like that high energy stuff. And Sam Sulek wasn't even that. He was just calm, driving to the gym, talking, doing his workout, and he blew up. And people didn't quite understand it. He wasn't the biggest guy. There were people bigger than him. There were people more lean than him. There were people that were professionals. There were people that were older. There were people that were doing other content. But it just swung the opposite way. And for a long time, streaming was largely just desktop streaming. And it was gaming originally. But then it became people doing just chatting / IRL. You had a little bit of IRLs. And then the Aiden Ross really took things to another level. So this started with the Aiden. If it's anything, it's the Aiden Ross. And then I would say it is Kai Cenat for sure. But the production started coming in. And I think we're going to get to a point very soon. And this is why Bruce Drop Him Off coming back is so important. Because he's a guy that came up in his room. And XQC is an example of that too. This guy came up in his room. Granted, XQC blew up initially because he was really, really, really good at video game. Bruce Drop Him Off, he was a personality that was just online. But him coming back is like, yo, you can get these numbers just being you and kicking it with your community and being entertaining. And you don't need all of this other stuff. Like a lot of people say DDG needs girls and he needs to collaborate and he needs to create these storylines. What I think is going to happen, I don't think we've hit this peak yet. It might happen in a year or so. Because think about it. iShowSpeed this year has jumped over 2 cars. Like the certain events that have happened this year in streaming are once a year events or even like once in 5-year events. You're like, yo, that guy jumped over 2 cars. Speed jumped over a car, number one, and then he jumped over 2 cars, and that was old news like a week later because he just did some other crazy thing.
That's exactly what I mean. I'm sorry if I took so long. I was just like soaking all this shit in, bro. He makes a point. Streaming, it used to be like, it was like some in-between shit. You feel me? Like, you would make your content, be on YouTube, and you go watch a stream, or you'll stream. Like, it was just a little extra niche to have. Now it's so overly saturated to the point, like, the most wildest shit is the norm. Like what he said, like it's literally like cable TV now, bro. They have big production programs behind them, and like now it's not just a person with a selfie stick, bro. Like these people really out here with whole production crews following them around everywhere, bro, everywhere. Like when you watch somebody for so long, just do everything. And then you go and watch the next person doing IRLs, and they pretty much start their day off the same way. That shit get boring. Like you say, like I show Speed jumped over 2 fucking cars, bro.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
And they just passed that shit off like it was just one of them 15 minutes of fame viral videos. Nigga, what? I ain't seen nobody jump over a car since Kobe. And you can't tell me that shit wasn't real. Okay, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it would. But that's what I'm saying though. That was real, and people remember the fake Kobe commercial when he jumped over a fucking car. And that shit was digitally remastered and all that extra. That shit was edited the fuck up. This nigga jumped over 2 cars, bro. He put his life on the line, and people just look over that shit because he'll just go do some crazy shit the next day. It's like, woo! I needed that, boy.
You gonna learn today.
But it's like, nowadays, people's attention span is so short, bro. It's like you gotta up the ante, no matter what. If you streaming, you gotta up the ante. That's just what it feels like. That feels like what's being pushed now. Like you got to take it to the next level, or you just not finna be really having no. You just not really finna be getting no views or none of that. Like I said, man, if my ass ever gets to that point, cause it was one point. It was one point. It was at a certain point when I first started wanting to get into streaming. I was about to go all out, bro. I was like, I'm finna get me a PC. I'm finna get these 2 monitors. You feel me? I'm gonna get me a selfie light. You feel me? I'm gonna get me an extra phone so I can do IRLs. And I thought about it. And I thought about it a little bit more. Then I went back, did some calculations. And I was like, bitch, I'm broke. What? I'm making all these, I'm going ahead and checking shit off like I got the money for this shit, not knowing that this shit is a budget. This is a budget. Like, you really got a budget to get the shit that you want, bro. I barely got everything, and that's because some extra money came in when I really was wanting to go for this, like right at the right time. Like, you know how God just makes things? Like, that's why I always say I put it up to God. I always got to give big thanks to the man above, because he's made things happen to where he's made things happen when I least expected it. Like, I was damn near broke as hell, just paid my bills, and all of a sudden some extra money came in. I can't really describe where it came from. That's for me to know and for you to never to find the fuck out. But he made some money come in right when I needed it to get the things that I needed. So I just literally got essentials. And I had to sit there and think about it. I'm like, bro, I don't got fucking money like this. If I go get this extra camera, what the fuck am I finna do? Huh? All my money went into the equipment. Where the fuck am I going? We're gonna do an IRL at the park, guys. We're gonna do an IRL. I'm gonna go get me a sandwich. Like what? All right, you guys, I'm finna go and walk down the street because I don't have a car and I need to go to the gas station real quick. So you're gonna walk with me.
You gonna learn today.
Fuck no.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Who? I ain't doing that. It's a waste of fucking money. Now I got a whole extra payment on the phone. What? Who's to say I'm gonna really be into this streaming shit or even make it anywhere? You feel me? Like, right now, this is just a passion of mine. This is something that I just love to do. I like streaming. I like being on camera. I like interacting with the people who do come in here. But no, I'm not at that damn point where I can afford shit like that. That was me, and I only say that to say that's the same way certain people are looking at it. People who are wanting to get into streaming, they're looking at the Kai Cenats, the DDGs, the Blackboy Maxes, the fucking AMP House, the Clover Boys, Talil, Reggie, all of them. They looking at them and they thinking this is where I have to be in order to make it. When it's not, man. When it's not. Be you. Be you. What happened to just being your fucking self and that being enough?
You gonna learn today.
That's all I'm saying, bro. What happened to being yourself and that being enough for people, bro? What happened to just being a real desktop streamer like Bruce Drop 'em Off, bro, and just, being entertaining and helping, and entertaining people with your personality. I feel like a lot of people who don't have a personality, that's why they go to IRL, because they can interact with other people who do, and it brings out their personality. So that's why they collab with certain people and shit like that. But again, that comes back to dollars, bitch. You gotta have dollars to make dollars. Let me say that again. You need to have dollars to make dollars. You need to spend money to make money. It's called investing. If you ain't got no motherfucking money to invest with, what the fuck you think you gonna get? Huh? You spend all that money on all that equipment, now you ain't got money to get no collaboration, you ain't got no money to go do no events, you ain't got no money to, you ain't got no money to go eat. Nigga, just a simple go get a meal, some groceries. That's another thing. I'm a grown ass man. Bro, I'm sitting there thinking about money as far as budgeting wise. Okay, if I spend this money on this, I ain't gonna be able to get this. I ain't gonna be able to get... Like, I'm looking at it from an accounting standpoint, bitch. I'm like, am I gonna be able to eat if I buy this shit? You feel me? Y'all gotta have y'all priorities in order. A lot of y'all motherfucking priorities is fucked up.
You gonna learn today.
Y'all priorities is fucked up. I used to be a victim of that. I used to be a victim of that. I used to be a victim of that. Yeah. But not no more. Gotta get my shit together. So yeah, man. Like I said, man, everybody looks at that and they put these streamers on a pedestal, and then they try to get up on that pedestal and end up peddling. You feel me? You end up brokey. Trying to get up on that pedestal, now your ass out here in the streets peddling.
You gonna learn today.
That's all I'm saying, bro. So be you, bro. Be you.
And that's unsustainable. And I want to drag this back to music because I think the same thing happens with music. You need spacing in between drops or in between huge events in this scenario. Like there needs to be room to breathe, or else you're not going to appreciate it as much. Like if a movie, like a feature film, they were able to release one every single day, you wouldn't appreciate them as much. And like let's say Drake, right? Let's look at Drake's biggest hits. You've got One Dance, God's Plan, Hotline Bling, Passion Fruit, In My Feelings, Nice for What, Sicko Mode. That was with Travis Scott, but let's just throw that in there. Tootsie Slide, Nonstop, Hell. Let's just say those are 10. What is that? 9, 10? Anyway, there are more hits than that. But you've got all those songs. If those songs released one on each day, release One Dance Monday, God's Plan Tuesday, by day 5 or 6, one of these songs is getting called mid. I promise you. Because he's dropping too much. Same thing with, now Future is somebody that was dropping a ton and people were appreciating it, but there got to a time around Evol, which is Love Backwards, around there where people were like, yo, you got to chill, man. It's part of it is not being able to consume as much, but value comes in scarcity too. And Kai Cenat, like, there are people that are criticizing Kai Cenat's Mafia-thon, and they're saying, like, man, all he's doing is just begging for subs and, like, a short segment, and they're not being grateful. For this guy brought on Kim Kardashian, Offset, Tyla, Ice Spice, Sway Lee, Drewski. Did he have Wembenyama on there? He had Mario. He had Neo. Who else? This guy had the Chainsmokers DJing a set inside his bathroom. This is just what I'm remembering off the top of my head, and I haven't been watching a lot of these guys. He had the Jonas Brothers on there, Keke Palmer. There you go. Who else? Dude, all of these people, and people still find something to be ungrateful for. And this is the thing. Every guest of this could have been a once in every 3 month thing. And it would have been a huge event. Like, remember when Ninja was streaming with Drake? That was an internet-shattering event. It was the first time those two worlds collided with the biggest thing, which was Fortnite. But if you're just throwing celebrity after celebrity after celebrity, then it gets dull. And I think those streamers get categorized in something that is not fashionable anymore. Because, like, what's fashionable, what's cool, it's always moving in cycles. So what I think is going to happen with streaming, eventually, maybe in a year, maybe a year and a half, maybe someone's blowing up right now, is someone that is just authentic, kind of dull, like not dull, he has to be entertaining, but not entertaining in the way that everyone else is right now. And, like, one thing I was talking about was this guy, Hitch, from years ago. He never really properly blew up, but his concept was so dope, which was just a guy that was hitching a ride. Like, he wasn't living anywhere, and he was relying on people to pick him up to go across cities and the country. I think he did it across multiple countries. And I always watched that guy's streams. I would have him on. And I was like, man, this is such a cool concept. And he never really blew up. But something like that, I see that becoming the new meta eventually. Because the streamers that are smaller are not going to be able to compete unless they clout chase, right? Or not clout chase. It's a little bit of, it's like kind of knocking them down, unless they network or get the attention of one of these big guys, because you're going to get priced out of production. And I do think people like DDG are realizing more production is not resulting in a proportional return on investment. So DDG is probably looking at it like, yo, I spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on this thing. It didn't blow me up, and it didn't make me that much money. I could have made this same amount of money, or I could have made 10% less money spending 80% less than I spent on this. So why would I continue to do this? It doesn't make sense. And yeah, I could see a new house blow. Like, for example, if there's a house of entertaining streamers that are struggling, right? Like, these guys are all trying. I see a new crew blowing up. I could see that happening. Of course, it's difficult to make things like this happen, but it's that authentic wanting to root for the underdog that is what's eventually going to become cool. And it's hard because now this is somewhat of an industry. Like, their clipping is a mandatory thing now, and you have to know how to do it. So either you know how to do it or you have the funds to do it. But if you're trying to grind as a streamer, you don't really have the funds for it. And if you have the funds, then you're probably not streaming and you already have an income source, or maybe you want to stream, but you don't have enough time to stream because of the dedication that you have to the income source that's generating the money that you would spend on clippers.
AKA a motherfucking job.
Gonna learn today.
A motherfucking job. Look here. There's another thing I have to key y'all in on. Y'all all can't be like these big time streamers. If y'all look at it from this standpoint, bro. Most of us who streaming, we grown as hell, right? Like, it's not like we came up streaming. Some of us may have did content creating this and that, just playing with it. You feel me? At the end of the day, all of us got jobs. All of us got schedules round the clock. Unless you a child, that's why I say as a child, go for your dreams while you still have the freedom to pursue them. Did you hear what I said?
You're gonna learn today.
If you are a child and you have any types of dreams of doing anything in life, anything, gang, anything, do it right now. You have more time on your hands than most grown people have the rest of their lifetime once they become grown. Once you cross that span from 17, 18, 19, 20, when you can legally go get a job and you want to get some money, my nigga, right now you can depend on your parents. If you got good parents, they gon' support your dreams. You feel me? And you have more time on your hands to gain what you want to gain out of it, like get what you want to get to fully succeed, because you have more time on your hands. Feel me? You just gotta go to school and you come home. You feel me? Ain't no job, ain't no extra shit. Get your homework out the way, boo boo. I'm on stream. Fucking Kai Cenat was doing this. He was grinding this out while he was in college, gang. He was in college, going back home to a messed up living, unfortunate living situation. You feel me? But he grinded it out while he still had the time. Because had he got any older and he had to go get a 9 to 5, bro, you know how much harder that shit is when you're grown and you're trying to pursue your dreams? When you are grown and you have a regular working schedule, but you have dreams outside that working schedule, you have to make that shit work around your schedule. And if you really want it, you have to put the time in. The same time that you invest in another motherfucker's dreams and another person's success, you need to get back and invest that same shit into yourself. Into thyself. You feel me? Like I'm saying before, I'm running off at the mouth. It's a lot harder being grown and pursuing the dreams that you aspired to succeed and pursue as a child or as a young adult. You feel me? You have more time on your hands when you're younger. So when they say, you know, time is money, it really is. It really is. So if you get anything out of this stream, out of this video, man, anything out of this, pursue your dreams while you still have the freedom to do so. While you still have the time. You know how hard it is nowadays to go work an 8 to 12 hour schedule and then come home and now I'm exhausted, but I still have to get myself together to go stream? Just so I can pursue something that I want to do outside of this job, but I can't put it at a fault to where it's messing with my sleeping schedule and I can't do my job that gets me the funds in order to pursue my passion. It's a sufficient cycle. You feel me? One has to have the other. You need one to do the other. You need one in order to do the other, so you don't have to do the other one no more, and the other can live on its own. So like I said before, man, if you don't get nothing out of this stream, bro, if you are a child, if you are 13, 10, 9, 14, 15, bro, pursue your dreams while you still can, while you still have the freedom to. Don't just be looking at the consonants like, damn, I can't do that, so maybe it's not for me. It is for you. Probably have the personality for it, and you just don't even know. Get you a camera, talk to Mom Dukes, how we gonna try to make something shake, I'll get better grades, whatever, whoop-de-whoop, you feel me?
Whoop-de-doo.
And get your shit together, bro, and get on your stream and shit, bro. If anything, just make some content. But you have so much time and freedom. Ain't nothing but space and opportunity when you a child between the ages of fucking 7 to 17, bro. It's nothing but space and opportunity. Pursue those dreams before your time run out. And now you trying to get back time. You trying to make up time. That's all I'm saying. If you don't get anything out of this stream, out of this video, bro, pursue them motherfucking dreams while you still got time to do so.
So right now, there's kind of this monetary moat that's being created around the biggest streamers. And it's just going to take time. time and new, I don't want to say these guys aren't authentic, but new DIY people are going to blow up. Because the same thing happened in music. Like we had 2010s, right? You had early 2010s especially, that was like peak pop rap too. You had so much money being spent. Like you had Lasers, right? Atlantic making Lupe Fiasco make a Lasers album. It's like, that's how you know these guys were on it. They were like, yeah, this is what's gonna hit. And you had people like, who else? Like Tiny Tempa. You had Jason Derulo. You had Tayo Cruz. All of this stuff. And into 2015, and then 2016, 17, you start getting this underground that really, really bubbles up. And it was starting off from A$AP Rocky era, but it really starts to take off. And then you've got people like X and Ski dropping songs that sound terrible. They're not polished. They're not pop. They were recorded on garbage mics, and people loved it. And people loved that energy, and they loved those people, and No Jumper was built off of the back of something like that. And I see that happening again in streaming. It's not going to continue like this. Yeah, there will be the biggest channels that are kind of like TV, and there's production, but the audiences will move. And I can almost guarantee that happening. And that's what I think Fanum is saying, is that so much is going on that it just feels like another TV channel. Okay, this guy's doing this guy's doing this show. When Kai Cenat was doing the first Mafia-thon or the second one, it was like, whoa, this is the only guy that's doing something like this. And then everyone steps up their game. And you constantly got to be pivoting and doing new things, which I think Kai is doing. But maybe the third one, and it makes sense why he said the third one would be the last one, because he knew when to cut it. But I think that's enough on this topic. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the
W fucking video.
Boy, have you lost your mind? Because I'll help you find it.
Hey, man, I appreciate y'all for watching. Again, if you haven't already, man, go ahead and drop in the comments. Do you think streaming is oversaturated? Do you think everybody needs to start getting back to desktop? Do you think people need to stay in their fucking lanes and stop trying to be the next Kai Cenat? Because it's not. It's not that. Stay in your lane, be yourself. But don't let the next person's success dictate your outcome. You feel me? Like, stop trying to rate yourself or what it takes to get into this shit and to actually become a successful streamer. Bitch, I don't care if I ain't making 100 million like Kyle or any of those big time streamers, niggas. If I'm making 10,000, bitch, 10,000. Do you know where I come from? Bitch, I come from the trenches. If I'm seeing 10,000 a week, even a month, I'm good. It's all about being grateful, being humble, and respecting the grind. Respecting and being appreciative for any little success you get, bro. That's how them niggas got there. That is how them niggas got there. I guarantee you, them niggas was hyped off of any little bit of success they got, and it made them grind even harder. And now look where they at, bro. But again, remember, stay in your lane. We none of us have the same type of money that fucking Kai has to get the type of team that he has, bro. And that man grinded it out. He made it do. He made it happen. He is a shooting star. Literally. He is a fucking shooting star.
You're gonna learn today.
Like, it's a once in a lifetime type of person. You feel me? He's like the streaming version of Kevin Hart. Like, it's once in a lifetime. Respect. I can tell you personally, when I seen that man hit that 1 million subscribers, bitch, I was so hyped up and so inspired. I was like, bitch, if I can get a fraction of that, 10,000, I'm Gucci. I'm a man of being literal about everything. And I know I ain't gonna get to where that boy get. I know I ain't gonna reach that. I'm okay with that. But if I can get me a little bit of that, let me get about 5% of what you getting. I'm Gucci.
Whoop-de-doo.
Shit, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, again, man, that's besides the point. Do you think it's oversaturated? Do you think that streaming needs to get back to the simpler times again? Because it's still a lot of people out there who are literally streaming and from their desktop and making motherfuckers look stupid. Case in point, the boy Jack C, or whatever his name is. That boy be getting off all the time. And he just be playing his damn Fortnite games and shit like that, or Clash Clans or something like that. Yeah, man. I am rambling the fuck on. Hey, man, if you haven't already, make sure you like the channel, follow the channel on Twitch at Rdubdagoat. Follow me on YouTube at Rdubdagoat. As always, it has been a pleasure. And once again, stay motivated, stay dedicated, stay true to being a better you than the day before, because tomorrow is never promised. I'm just being honest. And last but not least, bro, make sure, like I said, I can only reiterate this so many times, bro. Make sure you are chasing your dreams while you still have the time and freedom to. You anywhere between the ages of 7 to 17, chase them dreams right now. What is you wasting time for? You're going to be grown and alone and wonder why you didn't get put the fuck on. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
You're gonna learn today.
All right?